CBS News has learned that federal investigators are looking into whether Iranian hackers are targeting people connected to the Trump campaign and what was the Biden-Harris campaign. The FBI launched probes earlier this year after both campaigns reported phishing attempts targeting people on their staff. Former President Trump's campaign says it was hacked over the weekend. In a statement, it appeared to blame Iran for the breach. CBS News Justice reporter Rob Legare is in Washington with more. Thanks for being here. What more are we learning about the FBI's investigation into Iranian hackers potentially targeting both of these campaigns?
Hey, yeah, good afternoon. So we know that federal investigators are looking into whether Iran-backed hackers targeted the Biden-Harris and the Trump campaigns earlier this year. Now, sources are telling us that the FBI launched the investigation in the early summer after individuals tied to those campaigns received spear phishing attempts. Those are those emails and messages you get with links that if you click on it, they would gain access to your email or get some data from your computer. And so we're learning that the FBI has decided that Iran is the likely culprit behind these attempted attacks. Now, sources confirmed to us that the investigation now is ongoing, but right now Iran seems to be the likely suspect. A senior official with the Harris campaign told Aaron Navarro of CBS News that there was no indication that any of their systems were breached at the time. But again, this investigation is ongoing, and we're likely to learn more.
Any significant evidence that Iran or any other country, for that matter, did in fact try to interfere with the campaigns?
Yeah, so to answer that question, we have to go back to Saturday. Over the weekend, the Trump campaign, as you mentioned, released a statement saying that they had their files taken at a time and then released to the media. Politico, the Washington Post, indicating that they had received some files from an unknown source. The Trump campaign saying that this was a result of an Iranian-backed hacking campaign. The FBI said yesterday that they were investigating this matter. And this all comes on the heels of a report from Microsoft that said that Iran had targeted a senior official on one of the two major party campaigns this year. They didn't name the campaign that was impacted, but the Trump campaign said it was them who was targeted.
What are they after? Is it just sowing discord, or do Iran or other nations favor a particular candidate?
So it depends on the state and depends on the candidate. We know that in 2020, the FBI director, Chris Wray, and then at the time, Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe, made a rare joint appearance ahead of the campaign, basically saying that Russia and Iran were seeking to interfere in the election. Iran, they said, was seeking to damage Donald Trump's campaign at the time. And so Iran seemed to be here targeting both campaigns, the Trump campaigns, and saying that they were impacted. Now, Russia and China, according to intelligence officials, are monitoring this upcoming election and could use online platforms and other social media entities to sow disinformation or advance certain narratives that are beneficial to their domestic agendas.
Why would Iran want to damage Trump's campaign?
Well, there's a lot of this dates back to the Trump administration's policies towards Iran. In the later years of the Trump administration targeted Qasem Soleimani, who was a top general for the Iranian intelligence agency and military. And so Qasem Soleimani was assassinated by the Trump campaign. And so since then, there's been a concerted effort to both undermine the campaign and target individuals tied to the Trump White House, including Donald Trump himself. Just last week, federal prosecutors brought charges against an individual who they alleged was tied to the Iranian regime and attempted to assassinate or attempted to put a plot together to assassinate the former president.
Rod Legare, thanks so much.